Okay, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, good evening, everybody. Everybody got those alerts from the emergency broadcast system that are annoying, but at the same time, there is some good information. And I won't say that they're just annoying. I will say that they are helpful to see what's going on in the world. Um, And if anybody that you know is in an emergency right now is dealing with a catastrophe, please let me know, and I will set up some kind of a prayer team for them. So, what we need to do right now is turn off this light, turn off this music. Now, did you see that? Did you hear that, guys? It was another emergency broadcast relief. And maybe you guys know more about it than I do. I have been trying to come on here for. You can't hear me right now. Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, you can. So, yes, you can hear me, or no, you can't. Just give me a one that you can hear me, or a two that you can't, and then I will do something. Yes, now that you turned off the music. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, it's not just the music. There are these alerts that are happening. Um, there are these alerts. That's funny, Debbie. There are these alerts that are happening every so often that are letting us know that there is an emergency broadcast that needs to be interrupting our stream or whatever. And that is questionable. Some of them are, some of them aren't. It's hard to know. I guess we have to. There's big rolling power outages. Okay. So that's in California. So how many people here are from California? I'm from California. So don't be ashamed if you're from California. Type of one if you're from California. Or what is that surfboard emoji? No, never mind. Just type of one if you're from California. Well, I said, Stephen, yeah, you guys have been getting a lot of them about evacuating. Heard that was going on in California. Well, I'll say this. If there is some kind of evacuation um, for to get out of California, I will ask my son what he wants to do. If he wants to hang in there, then so do I. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not afraid to. I know that that's. I know that that's tough to say, but yeah. I mean, it looks like. I mean, if there is anything, that could be disastrous. Uh, I mean, it really could be, and I know that they have used these they've used these things as frivolously as possible to get us used to the idea that they don't mean anything, and I think they do mean something now. I think this is the end. There's no doubt this is the end. That's why I was so like I was so willing to, even have this be the last month of my show or the last couple weeks of my show or whatever people voted in, because I have a feeling that there's not that much time left. And now people may be spooked out by that, but I'm not. I'm not spooked out by that. I am, yeah, there's power surges rolling up, and I know that there's rolling blackouts, but there's also other things you have to worry about as far as rolling blackouts are concerned, Debbie. I mean, even when you have, temperatures like what we have now, like around 111, like you would need uh, some sort of air conditioning in order to make that work. So it is what it is. I don't know. But yeah, I went through what I went through with my medication situation, and I talked to my doctor about it, and it wasn't as much of pulling teeth as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, you need to take this or lose these benefits or lose your housing or that kind of thing, but it wasn't. It was, I had a choice. So I am happy to be more wider awake, even though I just woke up from a nap. um, Even though I just woke up from a nap, I do feel a lot better, and yeah, I mean, I don't see how anything could go wrong in God's world, right? I'm of that opinion where we, I don't know. I just like whenever something positive happens, I trust it, and whenever something negative happens, I trust it, and I'm against it. And then it ends up being okay. Yes, you're welcome, Shepherd's Voice. I know that you were gonna have to drive out there and take care of business, right? Well, Shepherd's Voice helped me. She was on the phone with me, and she doesn't take no for an answer, and so and so there is no just saying whatever it is that she wants to hear and then having it be over with, right? There's definitely some stuff that I had to yeah. So thank you, Shepherd's Voice for sticking with it, you know. And yeah, I mean, so yeah, I was kind of out of it for the last couple days. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I definitely did. And especially that first day, I definitely did notice it. And so sometimes I wonder if they're trying to kill me, if they're trying to just, it's sad. I mean, what are we, what are we supposed to expect nowadays, right? Like, what are we supposed to, um, you know, what are we supposed to accept, and what are we supposed to look out for? And you know, I don't know. I get so sad. I just get so sad that here I am. I was in the army, and you would think that the government would want to take care of us for what we've done for our country, but really, they're really not. They're really not. In fact, it's almost like they think we're fools and that we won't check or whatever. And I feel bad for the people that have some kind of pride in it, you know. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm proud of helping America, and I know that they'll take care of me." And um, it's just sad. It's just sad for me. But anyway, so what's been going on with you guys during the day? Like, what's oh, you guys have been worried about me. Yeah, don't worry about me so much. I do have a lot of good loved ones in my life, and of course I have God, right? I have God in my life, and God is not going to let me get too far from the trail, right? Would anybody like to come up and talk about something that is like been on their mind that is like super crazy that people are just not aware of? And I would be interested in that type of, uh, that type of stuff. I know Debbie wanted to come up here at some point, right? I don't know if she's scared to come up here now. I think she'd be okay. Um, I think that so who wants to vote to come up here and talk about like what's going on in the world? Because I've been kind of staying away from it just to try to keep my mind from really getting upset. It's just crazy, right? It's just oh man, I just even things with my son, talking to my son, and even those things are becoming more and more contentious. Like it's almost like it's a this for that kind of behavior kind of thing. It's almost like you have to make a deal with people. Like if let's say I want you to do some chores for some work, I better get those chores up front. And that's just the way life is now. It has nothing to do with how what kind of kid you have. I mean, you could have the most wonderful kid, but if you give the thing first, You know what I mean? You're really in for it, and I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense here. I just am very happy to be awake, and I know that I'm very happy to be um, very much awake and very much alive, and I'm very much not in dream state and not in any kind of like weird zombie mode like I was before, and so I was exactly happy about that. And so I'll say this, right? Like there is no like as far as like there is no honor or reputation that means anything to me at all. All that matters to me is that the right thing gets done and that God's way is happens. And if I'm not uh, doing things exactly the way that I'm supposed to do them, then I need to do them better. You know. And so I really want to shout out to Debbie called me during one of my episodes. Um, of course, there's only two of them, but only two is not an excuse, right? There was two. And of course, Shepherd's Voice, and of course, Deb Ware, and of course, I hope that I'm not forgetting anybody that I was talking to, but people that have really put it to me as far as I need to take care of my health. And I was supposed to call you this morning, and I never did. And I'm sorry, hon. I forgot. I totally forgot. And you know what? You can come up right now. I want you to come up right now and we'll talk. Can you do that? I want you to come up right now, and I think that it would be important for me because you're important to me and just as important as anybody else. And I will drop the link right now for you to come up because I think that it's important. Whatever you were going to say, I think is humongously important to me. Please don't ever think that I'm putting anything ahead of you. I just have, the hardest time, remembering stuff, especially when I get like this. And it's not very often, guys. It really isn't. And I want you guys to understand that that's what it is. It's just me. Not really getting my life across. And so the doctor says that while coming off this medication these last couple of days, he said, one, it shouldn't have hit that fast. And number two, it would take a little while to kind of wean off, like to not wean off of, but wear off, the effects of it. So I might still have some cobwebs in my head. So if that makes any help, yes, Lariva, I do want you to be on here. And I think that would be outstanding for you to come up here and talk about. and to save me from whatever jumbling that I'm doing, and to get me back on track as far as like really making some good progress and some good talking points here near near the end times. And think about the people that are going to hear um, these videos after being left behind. And I hope it's the difference between taking that mark of the beast and not taking it. I hope that they listen to our stuff and choose not to take it. And oh, seriously, Stephen, in private at this time, please. Sure, absolutely, absolutely. I am gonna. Can I call you directly after this? Can I do that? Please let me do that. I would love to do that. Like, give me like 5 minutes or so, and then I can call you directly after that. If that's cool, then I'd be cool with that. It says, Stephen, you're an awesome person. I have physical issues, and I'm on psychiatric meds. I have a housing assistance. Can I can understand what it is going on with you. Don't ever be misunderstood, Stephen. Louisa says it's cool. Okay. Debbie says, why is Debbie out? I don't want Debbie to be out. I don't want Debbie to be gone. Debbie, you click the link and we'll talk. Click the link on there. I want to talk to you for 22 minutes. Please click it. Go up there and see if you can reach it. And then click on the link. And then we're going to talk about how everything is going to be just perfectly peachy. Because, look, this might be the worst time for the water to be warm, right? This might be it, right? Well, you know what? We're going to find out that that's not true. We're going to find out that the Reva didn't bite your head off. We're going to find out that it's going to be some other kind of way. And please, Debbie, if you can, click that link. Can we all say it? Click that link. Click that link. Click that link. Yeah, click the link. Click the link, Debbie. Do you know where the link is? If you don't know where the link is, I'll click it. I'll click it back on there, and it'll be fun to talk. I think it always is more fun for if we talk, and instead of not talk, because then we're just like barking at what? Barking at nothing. Man, I am so tired today. I just shook like a dog. I just shook like a wet dog. I was like, it was funny. Oh, you don't want to, thanks. That's fine. So how are you doing today, Bubba? Thank you, Bubba, for coming on earlier. I really appreciated all the help and hope that you gave us earlier. I thought that was humongous. Yes, good. Sacramento Truth Movement, my power did go off. Yes, I was late 45 minutes to this show, and I'm thanking God that there is people still here. I don't know how much time that you had off, but all power outages everywhere. I don't know. For some reason, in this box, we were able to get like you know it was like 12:46 or something like that. We were able to get everybody on you know getting them up here and all that stuff and all that. But I didn't know that there were still people that had power outages out there. I'm not sure. Um, you're in Woodland. I thought you're in Woodland. I thought you lived in downtown Sac, man. Oh, you have everybody fooled thinking you live in downtown Sac. I thought you lived down on J Street or something like that. I was gonna send like canned foods and stuff for like Thanksgiving for you. I really was thinking about doing a can drive, you know? But that's cool, man. Either way. Um, yeah, one of my friends is asking me if I'm okay. I am okay, and I feel bad that I didn't call Lariva today. I want to call Lariva, especially right after the show, and I feel um, there were rolling blackouts, but I also forgot too, because of the rolling blackouts, it made me forget. But yeah, there's nothing more important to me than talking to Lariva at this point. And I really, 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 really want to stress to you that I yes that that but talking to you right after the show is important. If you have time right after the show with 6 kids, then I have time. Absolutely. And that's what's gonna happen. In fact, I almost can't wait for this show to end for that part to start. Because I know that there's a lot about what's been going on with me that needs to be kind of cleared the air, you know? And so I'm not really sure exactly like how it's weird, right? It felt like it sometimes I felt like there were like cars or something that like I was able to communicate with that were just fine, and then sometimes I felt like there was cars that I couldn't communicate with that were just playing jokes on me. And I know that that's obviously not true, right? Like obviously somebody's playing games, right? And so it's hard to know who's being real and who's being not real. And like all those other ones, they cook chicken and then they go, "Ooh, smells like chicken," and they look at their hands. Like, there's a way to get away that soggy sus and get. Well, I don't even get chicken and waffles anymore. I just get chicken and if they want the natural milk and I don't know. I don't like all that in the microwave. Do you guys like that? Like when you hear all that stuff in the microwave? I mean, not in the microwave, but in the microphone. Sometimes I don't like hearing all that, but it is what it is. Who wants to join me tonight? Nobody ever wants to join me, man. I'm like ready to like hear people join me and like not have it just be like some kind of troll event where it's like, see, I told you it was a troll. And usually I like it to be one of my regulars that really want to talk, right? That like if you're a regular, okay, and you regularly come to this show and you regularly like to talk, and you never get a chance to, I think this is a chance that you would. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Shepherd's Voice. All right, Shepherd's Voice. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I kind of waver in and out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about a little bit of different stuff there, so I figured I better jump up and see if you were okay.
Yeah, I think what I misconstrued microwave with microphone. They don't tell you how much these psych meds really do to your brain, man. Like they really don't tell you how much of a difference it could truly make, you know. And you could be talking about microwave when you're talking about microphone.
Well, he did tell you could stop taking that, right?
I did immediately.
Yes. Just like I was telling you this morning, that's what it said.
Right, right. So immediately the guy said you could stop taking it, right? But the
Hmm.
effect would last for a little while longer.
He didn't say for how
And
much longer.
24 hours, 24 to something hours or whatever. And so I was like, well, I can kind of get my way through that, you know, be like energetic enough to get through it. But then um just why they would want to put me on something like that, like what bothers me in the first place. Like there was nothing wrong with me. Like I mean, obviously there's something wrong with all of us, right? I'm not going to say that anyone's perfect, right? But I was made in God's image, and doing what I was doing, and nobody had any complaints about it, and so it did bother me that they changed it. But not only did they change it, but they changed it to where you couldn't orally, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of different nuance that goes along with it. I can't talk about medical stuff.
Right.
Yes, I
Well,
get it. Like, yeah.
it almost sounded like you were going to go out for a minute there. Anyways, you were talking some weird stuff and sounded like you were going to go out. So I thought, well, I better jump up and see if you're okay.
But so far, I didn't though. Like so far, everything was okay.
Um, sometimes you sound all right, but just like a minute ago, you were speaking kind of about some weird stuff, and then you almost sounded like you were going to go out. So I thought, well, I'm going to jump up online, and because I told you I was going to call you after work, and I called, tried calling a couple times, but of course you were trying to get on your show here. So, but when I
Yeah.
saw that you hadn't streamed before I got home, then I got concerned because of what we were talking about this morning and what I read to you online, what it said, and how I
Well,
was being very persistent and insisting that you call and stuff. So,
well, yeah, and not only that, but I wanted to. But okay, so a couple of things, right? One, there was power grid stuff going on, right? And number two, it was actually good for me to go as long as possible, in order to get, you know, to get myself right anyway. So it really worked out to where it just took extra, you know, it took an extra long time for things to kind of like happen. So like I'm not happy that we were late, although I'm not pleased with it either, you know.
well, I guess it worked out all right because at least, you know, I know that I mean, you're, for the most part, you're okay. You know, I was concerned, very concerned.
I want you to please tell for the people, right, that are listening right now. I know there's only 8 people listening, but I give my heart to this, right? And I put everything that I can into this, and if that means that I got to go out there, 80% or 50%, I'll do that. And it's not necessarily good for me. And so I just want people to know that if things are bad, it's not because that I'm intentionally trying for them to be bad. It's that I really want to do good, you know?
You've been doing just fine, Stephen, but it's like I said, it's very obvious to everybody. Even the few people that have only been here for a short period of time can tell that something was wrong, you know. So
Yeah.
this morning when I called you and I was being insistent and you were trying to fight me on it, it's just like, yeah, I'm telling you, if you do not call that doctor, I'm going to be driving over there and taking care of some business, boy.
Well, and I knew you would too. So, yes, absolutely. But I have a question. So what do we do on those days, right? So like I feel like if I'm gonna do this right, and if I'm gonna do the calling the way I'm supposed to do it, there is no not being able to do it. God always finds a way for it to happen. And so I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm going against God, right? By like taking am I considering myself too much? Like when I could be doing better, um, or could I be taking care of myself better? Or
Well, you definitely need to get some rest for yourself and take care of yourself better. I mean, you know,
yeah,
you are like beating yourself up over the head and think that everybody's going to be mad at you if you take a day or two off. There's plenty of times where father has had me go off like social media and just be completely just me and him for like a week. Like don't talk to nobody, don't go on social media, just concentrate on me and the word and get your rest and whatever. There's times where he'll have you do that.
yeah. No, you're
And
right.
when you're taking this, the stuff that you were taking and whatever that you're having this reaction, adverse reaction to,
Well,
um,
it's supposed to be some kind of it's supposed to be a blocker, right? It's supposed to block pain medication, like you know how like there's like opiate pain medication um um like Vicodin or something like that, like the or codeine, things like that, right?
mhm.
Well, there's a medication that blocks that you don't have to take manually anymore, and you can take it as a shot. And I had no idea that it itself had a reaction too. I had no idea about that. So um, it is what it is. I can't give advice either way. I can only say what happened to me, and it gave me like a feeling of something wasn't right with me. Like I don't know if anybody else has uh, felt that happening in their life, but of course everyone's talking about sweet tea. Maybe I should have just taken a couple swigs of sweet tea and came on the air. Maybe that would have been better. I don't know.
No,
But
but just as a suggestion, as because I care about you and as your friend, I would suggest if it's going to take 24 hours or 48 hours or something for this stuff to get out of your system, then, I think that you should allow it to get out of your system and for you to get some rest. That's my opinion and my advice.
yeah, I would agree with
'Cause
that.
I think you're pushing yourself too hard. I mean, you already know there's many of us that have your phone number, and you already know there's going to be people calling and checking on you anyway. So, you know,
Well, I never thought. Can you hear me still?
yeah, I hear you. No, I don't. Are you still there? Did you disappear? You disappeared. He'll be back. No problem. You guys down there, I already knew there was something that was up. So, I mean, I had to work today and stuff, but I got up this morning and was on the stream for a little bit, and I started getting ready for work, and then I just kind of had this overwhelming, to call him, and so I did. And I was being very persistent. He really wasn't wanting me. He didn't think I was being helpful, but that was because of the situation. Are you back there yet, Steven? Hello? I thought I saw him pop in for a minute. Is he there? Are you there, Steve? I see his face, but I don't hear his voice. Oh, maybe he's going through a rolling power outage or something. That would be a bummer. No, seriously though. I mean, when I looked up what it was and everything, I mean, when I read the warnings and all that stuff, I mean, that's when I just started pressing it upon him because that's what it said in the warnings.
Okay, thank God, here I am.
There you are. What are you doing?
uh, I fell off, and it's like look, things have been tough around here. Things have been tighter with with me having my own kid here, and it has been harder to you know it's harder to make this a full-time job, right? And so I just want to make this as free and um, as full time as possible, and still talk to people, and still have that same impact on people. Because I feel like if I don't do that, right, that well, I feel like if not if I feel like I don't do that, but if I feel like that everyone doesn't do that, that we are in very, very bad shape if everyone doesn't give everything that they give, regardless of how many months behind they are on their bills or whatever. I get it that we need to take care of our bills and our stuff and our food, and especially with me having a kid now, that now I know understand that. But like doing without for me has been easy, and I just want to do as much as possible, because that's the only thing that really feeds me, is to do what the Lord's will is, you know. And I don't know what the right answer is anymore. I don't know what it is we're supposed to do.
Well, no, there are times when, you are allowed to take a break and get some rest. So don't feel like, you have to come on half asleep and whatever else, or push through whatever, pains and aches and all this kind of stuff. I mean, if you're not feeling well or something like that's going on, Stephen, it's perfectly fine like I said to you on the phone, you could put up a little post on your community page that says, "Hey everyone, sorry, I am not feeling well. I will stream in the morning and we'll see you in the morning, and just rest for the night or whatever, for a whole day, whatever you feel you need." You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be mad at you. Nobody's going to hate you. God is not going to be mad at you. God doesn't want you running yourself into the ground. I mean, how can you take care of somebody else if you can't, if you're not able to function yourself? You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself as well.
Well, do you ever feel like when you have a calling that like sometimes like if you take like one small break, that like it would be hard for you to get back going again on that same path, that same difficult path? Like I don't know, it's hard to
No,
explain.
because if you've got that love and that passion for the Father, that doesn't ever go away. And to take a break and a rest is nothing. You just take a break and I mean, and that's only just taking a break and a rest from us off of this. That doesn't mean you have to, I mean, you should still always be in contact with the Lord. You know, like I said, he told me one time, you know, to be off social media for a week and just, you know, me and him, just focus on him and focus on the word. And, you know, there would be stuff that would pop up in my face. The devil's always going to throw distractions and temptations, and he's always, you know, in your face. But if God says to rest, then rest. And, you know, sometimes you might not hear him audibly in your ear, or you might not feel it within your heart, but he might send 5 people to tell you to rest. Do you understand? He does send people to talk to you.
Yeah, you're right.
So if I'm telling you to rest, and Lariva's telling you to rest, and somebody else is saying, you know, hey, get some rest. I mean, God's saying, hey, Stephen, get some rest. You know?
Yeah. And it is that really that conscious contact with God that really helps us, you know, like just being connected with God no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, to know that my direct the line goes straight to the throne. It just it feels good. That part does feel good, and I do feel you know, immediately heard, you know. It's just you know how like when you get what you want in life. I'm the boy that got everything he ever wanted. I got everything I ever wanted in life. And if you know, if all these promises are true in the Bible, and I believe they are, I've gotten everything that I've ever wanted in life, and now I just want to help people one person at a time. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I understand completely what you're saying, but you can't help somebody if you're not able to function to help. Does that make sense?
yes, ma'am. Thank you
Like
for
if I like if
thank.
I were to say to you, Stephen, I need help at the grocery store today, why don't you stand at my spot at the register and take over for a little bit while I go do this? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be able to help in that matter because you're not getting enough rest and you're pushing too hard, and you need to get some rest sometimes. I mean, you've been doing 2 shows a day for how long?
Well, I've been doing 2 shows a day for a year, and a show, at least one show a day for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, one show a day is one thing. At least then you got the evening rest or whatever. But you know, I mean, you're doing 2 shows a day. In between your shows, you got people texting you, calling you. You know, you're got your son there, and you got all this stuff going on. I mean, you're only one person, Stephen. You can only do so much. You know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
said that I say that to people in the grocery store. I make a joke about it because some days, like today, we were super busy, and a lot of times if the bag boys have done the groceries and they take them out to somebody's vehicle and I'm waiting on the next person, then I have to also bag the groceries, right? And so if they run their credit card and they're waiting for it to process and go through, it can't do anything until I push the button for it to, to do it. And so, like, after I get done ringing up somebody's groceries, I don't automatically already push the button because I'm not sure if they're going to pay cash or do credit card or whatever. And usually, while I'm bagging, they'll like swipe their card or do whatever, and I won't know it. You know, I'm too busy bagging groceries and getting them up there. And one day it was a, I think it happened once today even. But they're kind of standing there, and the person's all freaked out looking, and they're like, the credit card thing here says it's still processing. I'm like, oh, it's all right. It's like I haven't pushed the button yet, So then I pushed the button for the credit card payment, and they're like, oh, phew. And I told them, I said, well, I'm one person. I have 2 arms and 2 hands. I'm not like an octopus where I can bag your groceries, push the buttons, and you know what I mean. So,
mm,
that's like you. You can only do so much, and I think especially with this, you happen to let this stuff come out of your system. I think that you should let it do that. And I think that you should get your rest when it's doing that. And then when you feel, you get up and you feel normal like you normally would, like yourself, then, then do a show. Get
I
back at
re-
it. You know what I'm saying?
I really appreciate you being in my life, and I just want to thank you for being up here today. And you know, anytime you want to come back and talk, you know, you're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I am trying to be the friend the best I can. And I know that sometimes you think that I'm like too pushy, but I think I think that if I didn't push on you today, that you would still be,
I think
you
you're
know,
great.
well, I care about you. I care about people, and I care about you, and I was very concerned. And so, thank you. I want to say thank you for doing as I asked and for calling the doctor today.
Yeah, it was hard to do, but I did it.
Well, I'm glad that you did, and I thank you for it. Because I was going to tell you today, because, that's one thing that God doesn't tolerate, and I don't tolerate. One thing I don't like at all is like liars or lying. And I didn't want you to
Right.
say to me that you were going to call the doctor and then never do it, because I would get so angry, Stephen, that I probably would not talk to you again. So,
Now you're
because I'm
now you're making me want to like get on the phone with you like right after this and like call down there. Like,
no, I'm just saying that, if you say yes, you're going to do something, then,
I'm scared.
your word is your word, and you know I want to be able to believe and trust that what you say you're going to do, you did. So I'm believing that you did call there.
I did, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was the very next thing that I did. I almost called while I was on the phone with you.
Right. Well, that's what you said you were doing, but I wasn't sure, so I mean,
Mm,
I'm in Michigan, you're in California, so
mm, I know. Weird. Alrighty, guys. Well, I will say this. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. And I will say, uh, please pray for the children. Please pray for anyone being victimized. And, please pray for each other. I think that is important to pray for
yeah.
each other. It
And
is.
I just want to say, may everybody have a blessed night in Jesus Christ's mighty name, and don't forget to call Areva, Stephen.
Alrighty, guys. And if Lord willing, I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. tomorrow, California time. Bye.